Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the Video Game Choo Choo Podcast. It's a podcast where we talk about trains that have appeared in real life and video games.
Wait,
I'm
hold
Michael.
on.
Yeah.
Stop. Real life and video games? That is maybe the least narrow conversation topic I've heard in my entire life.
The least narrow, so the broadest.
Well, listen. Real life or video games, that's everything. There's nothing left. You've covered the entire swath of the earth.
Let me blow your fucking mind. Real life is video games. Welcome to the Matrix, motherfuckers.
Oh. You've left no stone unturned here already.
That way we can keep doing the podcast forever.
Oh, God.
Yeah. My name's Michael. I'm not your usual host. Your usual host is in bed dreaming of planes and trains and automobiles because John he's got to be on board a plane soon. But instead of him, you get me.
Oh.
Thanks, everybody. I enjoy the clapping and the cheering. Really, really, it warms my heart.
I'll edit some in, don't worry.
The subtitle for this podcast is just onlookers booing.
That's what my tattoo says.
Damn.
I'm joined by a cavalcade of clowns that include... let's start with Niall.
Hi.
Hi, it's been a while.
It has. Not that... Actually, no, it hasn't. Not that long. It's been like a month.
Like a month ago?
Yeah, maybe 6 weeks.
Yeah.
It's not that long. I mean, usually I'm like once every 5 or 6 months, so...
Yeah.
When the moon turns red, drips with blood, Niall shows. We also have an Andy.
Hello, I'm here. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm A-okay.
How's the basement?
It's, calming.
Calming?
Yes.
Is it cold in the basement?
No, I have a vent right above me with the heat going.
Nice.
Okay.
Well, it's Canada,
I
bitch.
assume
We
just-
always prepared.
I assume in Canada it's just always freezing.
No.
You just live in an igloo and it's fine. You just get used to it.
No, in Canada, they like have the heating on all the time. When I lived there, my bed was right underneath like the heating vent. So in like January, when it was like minus 30 out, I would have to sleep.
Oof.
I would have to sleep with my window fully open because the heat was
Jesus.
right above my fucking head, and it would just be blowing like 30,
Oh my god.
above 30-degree heat into my face. So I'd have to open the window fully, and it's like snowing outside.
I like the idea of like hot air and cold air meeting right there, and a small storm system just occurs over your bed because of that.
I mean, pretty much.
Do they not have air conditioning systems in Canada? Like, do you not have the option to turn it off or turn it down?
See, when I was over there, like, I was living in a basement apartment that wasn't supposed to be an apartment.
Gotcha.
It was just like a basement that some dudes had like tried to turn into an apartment. So we had no control over the heating, and my room was like 7 feet wide by like 10 feet long. So it was like a prison cell, and I was dying.
Christ.
Jesus. And the final clown, juggler, mime, juggalo. Yep, juggalo, straight from the streets.
The Dark Carnival.
It's in town, and it's Ryan.
Hello. I'm taking a quick break off the Dark Carnival Con 2017 to record this podcast. You know, I'm actually here in my hotel room with my juggalo brother, Krusty Q. I brought him along for the ride. I mean, dude's name is actually Dave, but when you're in the Dark Carnival, you know, you just go by your clown name, so to speak.
Right. Of course you do.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to ask y'all to refer to me as Squishy D this whole podcast. Actually,
No.
You got it, Squish.
If the clown fathers find out that I told somebody that I was at the Dark Carnival and didn't use my official licensed clown name, then I'm liable to be expelled from the Dark Carnival, and my clown-themed weed paraphernalia will be confiscated on my way out, and I can't have that.
And that's like the Squishy spelled like SQWISHI, right? Like something like that?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Squishy
I've never
D.
written it down. The history of the Juggalo is a verbal tradition, you know.
Right, yeah.
We don't like to leave a paper trail because of the feds and that sort of thing.
I mean, that's why nobody knows about the lost third member of ICP.
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, I can let you in on a secret. You know, I've seen some photographs. I've seen the evidence, and I don't want to point any fingers, but the assassination of JFK and the assassination of the third ICP member might have more in common than you think.
You're saying JFK was the third ICP member?
Hey, maybe. You know, like I said, I'm not going to point fingers. You
Is
gotta,
that why
they
or deny
both have-
anything, Michael?
yeah, you gotta draw your own conclusions. All I'm going to say here is Lee Harvey Oswald. That man was not down with the clown.
Is that why both JFK and ICP just go by initials?
Maybe, Michael. Maybe.
So anyone who's ever gone by their initials, part of the Dark Carnival.
It's you know, it's possible. The initials are a big part of it, but being a card carrying member, I feel like I have to shut my trap on this one, or else they're going to come down pretty hard on me up in the upper echelons of the Dark Carnival bureaucracy.
Sure, we don't want to get you in trouble. I just have one more question.
Sure.
Is that why you are Squishy D? Was Squishy D a longer name, and then as you have risen through the ranks, you have earned your initial?
Yeah. So the thing about the Juggalos is that when you start out, when you're like a baby Juggalo, you kind of get to name yourself. So you see a lot of, you know, like 13-year-old Juggalos running around with jank names like a woolly underpants skateboard. Like you just kind of smash some.
Yeah, I knew so many kids named Woolly Underpants Skateboard.
Listen, you just kind of smash some adjectives and some nouns together, but then as you go, the higher councils kind of pick and choose the aspects of your name because I you know, I used to be Squishy Damn Lawnmower, and they just they just once you hit a certain level, they cut out the lawnmower, and then it's just Squishy Damn. And then they cut out the am, and I just have the duh. So that's why I'm Squishy D now.
Squishy Damn is a pretty good name.
Yeah.
It is,
just saying.
But a big part of the Juggalo lifestyle is making sacrifices, and sometimes you gotta sacrifice 50% of your clown name for the greater good.
Yeah, I always hear that in ICP songs. It's about the sacrifice. Yeah.
So I put my name into a Juggalo name generator. I just put in Andy, and I said I'm a down-ass Juggalo. The name I got was Cotton Candy with K's instead of C's. So
that's pretty good.
It suits you.
That's solid. Yeah. I mean,
so call me that now.
That name generator probably isn't officially sanctioned, but you know what it'll do. Welcome to the family, Clown Candy or Candy. Cotton Candy? Sorry, what was it?
Cotton Candy.
Cotton Candy with 2 Ks. Of course, how could
the
I
memory
forget?
is that they take that part out, so you can't tell the real secrets.
Yeah, well, you know, you smoke so much dank clown kush when you're in the Dark Carnival, you get some gaps in your
I have
memory.
put in other people's names.
Okay.
Michael,
Yes.
your name is Magical Needon.
Excuse me?
Magical Needon.
What is that second word?
Needon, N-E-D-E-N.
That's not a word.
And I'm taking a screen cap of this one so you guys can't say I'm lying. Niall, your name is Super Balls.
Nice.
I knew that was Niall's name before the name generator. Let's be clear.
Yeah, you know, Niall, you really put in some effort, and in like 5 years, you can just be Super B if you want.
Oh, great.
Or maybe S-Balls. It just depends.
Yeah, I think S-Balls is kind of better.
Yeah, it just depends.
What are you doing this weekend? I'm hanging out with S-Balls and Squishy D.
Cotton Candy, I'm here.
Yeah.
You were busy that weekend.
Okay.
Yeah.
I understand.
Andy, since you're busy, I'll let you keep thinking about names, and let's go to Niall.
Hi.
Hi. How's it going?
It's going pretty good. Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of like all over the place right now because, you know, having this new name bequeathed onto me is sort of,
Uh-huh.
it's a lot to get to grips with,
Yeah.
not knowing much about, Juggalo culture. I come from a different culture, and,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're more into kind of like the whole emo scene sort of thing, and that's cool.
Yeah. And,
we can bridge that gap.
Yeah, and I actually think the website that Andy was using also has an emo generator.
Oh,
really?
So I'm doing that right now. I got a
Okay.
Great.
apparently my emo name is Midnight Turmoil, which is great.
You're trying to perform some counterintelligence here to kind of knock the Juggalo fan base off their rocker. So to speak.
Well, I mean, there's been a long history of animosity between the two tribes, and
Of course.
I think by maybe bridging the gap here a little bit, if we each take a name from each culture, we can
like
maybe so Andy's is X Pain Warrior X. I like that. That's pretty good, I think. Let me. Oh, this is giving me ads every time I do anything. So what's Michael gonna get here?
Oh boy.
Oh, Michael, you're also Midnight Turmoil. That's great.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
Y'all are
I
gonna
can
have
go.
to have a fight in the Barbie's parking lot to resolve that one.
hold on. The
We're
Arby's
tag
parking lot is my domain. And so I will have to officiate that.
Perfectly
Niall and I
fine.
are a tag team called Midnight Turmoil.
Yeah.
So.
Ryan has maybe the best one though. It's colon my.parents.hate.me :
That's just his Tumblr URL.
It's
That's
great.
his. If you add @gmail at the end of that, that's his work email for Chooch.
Yeah, come on, guys. You can't let these secrets out. I mean, then again, I did spill the big Juggalo secret to y'all back there, so I guess it's only fair.
Yeah, it doesn't help that your other email is JFK was the third member of ICP at AOL.com.
Yeah.
That gives it away a little bit.
It's funny because he was the third member, but he was also the founding member. Like, I don't know how that works, but, fucking science. How does that work, bitch?
Are you saying the other two members of ICP are JFK's secret children with Marilyn Monroe?
No, they're the Secret
Again.
Service members who got him killed by accident, and they're trying to fucking keep his memory alive.
Yeah, they're trying to keep the legacy going, I think.
Yeah.
Like, I think maybe there were, like, two celestial beings that kind of came down to JFK one night and presented themselves as the, like, sort of the primal eldritch ICP. And they were like, listen, JFK, you're doing some great work down here. Your name's Jank Funhouse Candy. And you're doing some fantastic work. We're gonna make you the third member, but he was the first earthly member of the ICP, which
Wow.
once he died, they kind of kept the faith going. Shaggy, Too Dope, and Violent J.
Is this like the Green Lantern, where once he died, he gave his powers to the next in line?
It's possible. This was a long time ago. This was back in the 60s.
Ryan, is everything all right?
Yeah, it's okay, Michael. They showed up at my house. They took a shot at my internet modem, and I went down for a second. But I guess
As happens.
I guess for my own safety, I will have to stop talking about the secrets of the Dark Carnival, and we'll have to continue this podcast as usual.
All right. That's a real shame.
It is.
I think we were getting close to the truth.
It is. I was about to blow the lid off some pretty big secrets there, but I guess they'll just be lost to time.
All right. Well, let's go back to Niall and whatever this podcast is anymore. Let's discuss some things. Jesus.
God, you never realize how much structure John kind of brings to this show until he's not here.
Yeah.
And then it's just chaos. Speaking of chaos, that's a segue.
Yeah.
That's media training for you. Star Wars Battlefront. See what I did?
I hear that's great.
See what I did there?
It has no problems.
Yeah. So it's been a mess, I guess. There was the whole kerfuffle after the beta, I guess. where it seemed like loot boxes were going to be pay to win. And then they came out and said a few times, no, it's going to be okay, really. We're changing stuff. It's just to get an idea. It's, it's beta.
They were going to find the balance after the beta.
Yeah, which, you could see people giving them the benefit of the doubt on that.
Sure.
Because it's a beta. And then I guess the game came out and it's totally fucked.
Well, it's technically out tomorrow, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, it's out if you pre-ordered it.
And it's out by the time this podcast.
Yeah.
But you could play it from Tuesday if you pre-ordered it, and before that you could do if you had the EA Vault or Access or whatever it's called.
Yeah, EA Access, I think.
It's different things on different platforms, I think it's called.
Yeah,
really.
But you could play for 10 hours. You could play a certain portion of the game, like with Mass Effect Andromeda.
That turned out great.
Yeah, it did. And this is kind of turning out similar, I guess. So it seems like the economy in that game was messed up, to say the least. Very much pushing you towards pay to win, pay to unlock.
Sure.
It would take 40 hours to unlock just one hero. If you played it without spending extra money, and people got mad about that, and rightfully so. And this whole thing has been bubbling over for a while now. EA went on Reddit to try and say, "No, guys, we're listening," and issued,
always a good idea.
Reddit, the source of level-headed conversations.
Issued a really bad statement where it was kind of this condescending, well, actually, it's this way because we want you to feel some pride in what you're doing, but you can also give us money. And then just what was it, less than an hour ago from the time of recording, they walked it back completely, I guess, and for the time being, at least, there is no microtransactions in that game, which is good, but I'm sure it's maybe gonna come back. It is gonna come back. They've said as much.
Yeah,
but
it's it's good that they, conceptually, it's great, they took out the microtransactions, but as soon as you read that press release, it makes it very clear that this is only a temporary thing, and that as soon as they find a way to make them not egregious, they will be back as soon as humanly possible, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Well, isn't that the real problem? It was about how long it took to do everything. Because in the first game, it always felt like it took a little while, but you would play a handful of matches and you would get the next unlock.
Sure.
But that one didn't have loot boxes, though.
Yeah, and it wasn't just that, though, with this one either. It was that the loot boxes could give you gameplay advantages. You could get stuff that would increase your health or your movement speed.
I mean, the hero characters already were very strong, weren't they?
Yeah, they're already, above and beyond, but just for, other classes, your Stormtrooper or whatever, you could get extra health or ammo or, armor or whatever.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I knew because the first one you would get new guns, and I've always hated the way, because Call of Duty used to, or maybe still does that, where you'd unlock a new gun and it's easier to aim and shoots more bullets, and it never seemed fair because it rewarded people for playing more. And I get why there need to be those rewards.
Yeah,
but I didn't know this one also was also you get more health.
Yeah, it was straight up the big change they made after the beta was they took out the legendary cards completely from the loot boxes, but you could still craft them by combining other cards.
Sure.
And there's a thing, I guess, in the game, your card level, so the more cards you have, the more you can equip. So it was incentivizing you to spend more, so you can not only get the cards that give you stat boosts, but also you can apply more of them to your character. So it was just scummy in every way. It feels like them. It's like somebody high up at EA saying, "Do the most do what you think you can get away with,"
Yeah.
And then we'll walk it back if we have to. But it very much feels like it basically has justified this whole controversy in recent months of hey, this stuff is getting worse, and it's clear what publishers are looking to get out of this long term.
Mm-hmm.
What's weird is Star Wars, or EA has Star Wars Heroes, which have been continually playing for months on end, and that has like all those like hooks, but I've never felt like I needed to put money into it because I earn the premium currency just through playing it.
Yeah.
So I get to play this game, and it's a mobile game, but I get to play it and I enjoy it, and then I still get rewarded with premium currency, and like once a week get a premium box. And so I never feel like I could skip, like, I realize I'm taking time out of my life to unlock characters very slowly compared to if I just spent money. But to me, that is part of the fun. And because they give me a little bit of that, I engage with that, gameplay loop, that design. Sure. And it just sounds like this one is just completely that they took that model and just said, what if we turned all the unlock rates down quite a bit and just see what people do?
Yeah. See, the thing about this game that really kind of makes me upset, among other things, is a lot of the controversy around the first recent Star Wars Battlefront game was that there wasn't enough content in the game, that they made you, pay for DLC packs that really kind of brought the game up to its like proper potential. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I remember when they said it at E3, they were like, oh, there's not going to be any DLC, and they'll just be free updates, and you'll get free content. And I was like, wow, this seems too good to be true. And it was. Because instead of doing paid DLC packs, they did maybe the worst possible thing they could do instead, which was make you grind for 40 hours to unlock a single hero. I don't think I've even played the first Battlefront for 40 hours. Like, that's a lot. Yeah. That's a lot if you're not, like, super invested in that game.
Yeah, and it sounds like they're even, like, trying to worm this into the, like, campaign mode in the game. Because, like, in the campaign mode, you'll have missions where you'll play as, Han Solo or Obi-Wan or whoever for a mission. And then afterwards you'll unlock, like, a card for that specific hero. Mm-hmm. But you can't play as that hero until you get, like, some crazy amount of credits. So it, like,
great.
To incentivize you even further. And then there was, like, the whole thing where they came out and said, oh, we're going to cut the price of all the heroes by 75%. Uh-huh. But they also, like, cut the reward for completing the campaign in, like, half or something like that. So it's even completing the campaign isn't enough to unlock, like, a single hero. Like, you don't even
nuts.
Like, you don't even unlock the main character of the campaign mode for multiplayer by beating it.
Jesus. Oh my god.
Yeah, like, the whole thing just is a mess. Like, it's really, really bad.
It sounds like the wrong business dev person made the final decisions on every aspect of that game.
Sure.
Just every little piece.
Well, I mean,
they just said, okay, monetize that. Okay, no, don't unlock that. Like, there are points, like everything you just went down, even if you tweaked some of that stuff, let you unlock a character when you finish the campaign or something. There's ways to fix that so that all that stuff can still remain and you can still fund, the servers and the future updates, the DLC and the developer. This just sounds like ultra malicious.
Yeah. I mean, you say the wrong people made all the dev decisions, but I think they made the right decisions because they wanted to make money, and this is a way to do it. So I'm not saying people are going to buy into it, but if they want to make money with this game, this is by far, like, the worst, like, most sinister way they could do it. And I'm sure that if all this outrage hadn't gone up around it, if it had been just a little less ostentatious, then, I think it would have worked. So, I don't know.
Sure. It's a balance. Like, you have to find the design that engages players and makes them feel like what they're doing is worth it, but also, and it's games even without microtransactions and premium currency, they always are trying to drip feed you things so that you keep playing them.
Yeah.
That is the design of video games. And so, like, adding, like, a little extra somewhere on it is, I think, is fine as long as it's not constantly sticking its foot out to trip you up to, like, oh, take an extra hour.
Yeah.
Or you could pay it. Like, that's when I would rather look at loot boxes as a tip as like me stuffing an extra $5 in a tip jar than being this thing that like now it's a physical object in my way when I'm playing the game. I'd rather it be like Overwatch, even though it has some shitty things about it. I've personally never felt too engaged to go buy the boxes with real money. I would have extra money and I would just say, hey, I played this game for 6 months. I'll buy $5 worth of loot boxes.
I think that's the idealized scenario there, but the problem with loot boxes, like, as a whole, we have to look at is the fact that they do prey on the same things that gambling preys on.
Totally.
They prey on addiction and they prey on mental illness. And while I think that the idea of having ways to, like, support stuff more, particularly with smaller titles, which is not the titles that are doing this, but like I like the idea of a tip jar type thing, but at the same time I don't think loot boxes are the medium to do that with.
No, totally for that. No, and they do prey on, you know, addiction, and I can say that as someone with an addictive personality. Like, you look at something like even Overwatch, which might say to you, oh, don't worry, it's all cosmetic, it doesn't affect gameplay, but like at the same time it's like, hey, look at this really cool Mercy skin, this is available for 2 weeks, you want this, Niall, you want this, give us money, and it works. And you know, like the Summer Games event, I found myself spending more money than I would like to admit on loot boxes because I wanted that Mercy skin, and I kept spending money until I got it, and afterwards I felt like, oh, that's disgusting. Like, I felt so horrible, and I actually haven't played Overwatch since that event ended because it's just like now, like I feel gross even looking at it on my PS4's home screen, like even seeing the logo now. So
that's a big reason of why I stopped playing TF2. I mean, they kind of had a loot box system. They had like the crate system where you would get something.
Oh, they did. Yeah, they totally have loot boxes.
We're one of the earliest adopters of this model.
Yeah, it's not like I mean, it's similar, but it's a little bit different. But the reason I stopped playing that game was because I ended up spending so much money in like the Steam marketplace and stuff like that I just stopped one day, and I was like, I have spent like 3 times as much on cosmetic stuff than I ever did on the actual price of this game. And then it went free to play and I felt even worse, and I was like, well, great. But I completely understand. I think that this is a problem that won't be going away anytime soon, but hopefully this EA debacle will raise some awareness so people will start kind of scrutinizing the stuff done by companies like Blizzard a little bit more and saying, hey, maybe we shouldn't tolerate this. Maybe we shouldn't give Blizzard a pass for this kind of thing too.
I think it'll keep up, and publishers and developers will just be a little more cautious with how they roll stuff out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you've seen games come out and they have these systems in place, but they don't have a place to put in the premium currency. And I wonder if those are in place to see how people engage with those systems, so that the next title that comes out can add the premium currency.
Yeah,
totally.
And then that way, the economy is already set. You kind of have a pretty solid idea, because the Battlefront 2 is different than Battlefront 1 in a lot of the way things unlock.
Yeah.
And with just adding of loot boxes. So that's clearly like an economic mistake. But all these other games have been preparing for that. So hopefully, if they ever do pull the trigger, they now know at least how to space things apart and how to feel like they're not rewarding, only people who play money and only people who obsess over the game.
Sure.
But I don't think the loot box gambling aspect of stuff is going to go away anytime soon.
No.
It makes too much money.
No, absolutely not. But hopefully this gets a few more people engaged in the conversation, so to speak.
Sure. Niall, what else you got?
Oh, geez. Let's see. I've been playing a couple of things. I played a little bit of Assassin's Creed, the new one.
The Egyptian Origins.
Origins, yes. It sucks. So, like...
How far are you into it? Because I forget who it was. I was talking to someone who had played it, and they were... I talked to them twice. They were like 4 hours in, and they said, it's Assassin's Creed. And then they got about 12 hours in, and they said it really picked up.
I'm about 2-3 hours in, but, like, I don't know if I'm ever going to come around on that game, or even go back to it, because so they changed the combat system, right? And it's now basically like the Dark Souls combat system where you're using the triggers, for light, heavy, block, everything, which in theory would be pretty cool if the AI, was in any way decent. Like when you play Dark Souls or whatever, it's very deliberately paced combat. It's very you gotta watch animations, you gotta, you gotta study your opponents in a way. In Assassin's Creed, enemies just rush you en masse. Like, it's not like in Dark Souls where it's almost, where like even when you have 2 or 3 enemies, a lot of the time it will almost be one-on-one.
One at a time.
Yeah. Whereas this is just like, everybody's just going to run at you, which is kind of totally like out of sync with the way that kind of combat system works. And then like the structure of the game is basically, they wanted to make Destiny 2, but Assassin's Creed.
Oh, boy.
Like even the gear screen is identical to Destiny's, like it's that same, like it is Destiny, but with Assassin's Creed. And so I'm playing it for like 2-3 hours, and I'm saying, I don't like the way the combat feels. I don't like all this Destiny loot stuff. This doesn't feel good to me. And then at some point I was trying to find like an objective on the map, and I just said to myself, I wonder how big this map is. And I zoomed it out, and everyone here has played The Witcher 3, right?
Yeah.
You know the size of the like Velen Novigrad area? It's about the same size as that. And I just took one look at that, and I was like, I'm done, I think, because I can't play this game that is apparently looking at modeling like the entire north of Egypt. So like, I put it down.
I've been playing to give you a sneak peek of what I'll talk about. I played a little bit of Destiny 2, and so I have like concerns about this Assassin's Creed because I do like the series. Are you doing what you do in Destiny, where you go to a person, pick up a quest, and then go complete the quest, come back, grab a piece of loot, wash, rinse, repeat?
Sort of, but not really. Like it's more like, there's side quests everywhere. You just go and do them, and then you just get whatever. I haven't gotten to any point where it's like, go back to this person and they give you this loot. Like, where I am is very much still like the start of the game and just like trying to get you to grips with it. So it hasn't gotten super heavy on loot, but you can see that structure is there. Like when you look at the Destiny gear screen, it's the exact same as Assassin's Creed's, except Assassin's Creed's has maybe twice the inventory slots. So it's clear what they're going for, Yeah. And it's not good. And it's also really buggy, like as a game. Like there was a part where a guard saw me and I had to kill him to complete the mission. But he just kept running away from me. So he just like, he would just run away shooting me with an arrow, and I couldn't catch him because he was just running full speed while somehow also shooting me with an arrow. And then when I got past that part, and I had to collect like a body to bring back somewhere so that I could bury him with his family. So I put the body on the camel, went to the place, and then it was like, okay, now take the body down off the camel. I walked over to the camel, and the camel ran away from me, and I couldn't catch the camel. And you have no sprint button in Assassin's Creed. You just run at whatever full speed is all the time. So I was just like, oh, I don't want to play this game anymore.
You should have killed the camel.
I couldn't kill the camel. I couldn't catch the camel. He was run.
You don't have a bow and arrow. You don't have a gun.
Oh, you do have a bow and arrow, but I think the camel might actually be like Roach in Witcher 3, because it's also trying to be Witcher 3, where you can't actually kill it. But I never thought to shoot it with an arrow. I was just too busy trying to chase the camel through like the Egyptian desert, and I was just, it's not.
The guard had come back to life and haunted the camel and told the camel, "Get the fuck out of here! You killed me."
Yeah, I like that guard, because I was chasing that guard. Eventually, he ran into a garrison where there was a bunch of other guards, and they killed me. So I had to like restart the mission, And then that's when that happened with the camel. So yeah, it's kind of a mess, I guess.
Seems like
well, maybe next year when they start releasing these annually again, they'll have figured it out.
Maybe.
All your groans, you know that's true.
Yeah.
Come on.
So y'all have been talking about some kind of mediocre games that I get the impression neither of you really enjoyed. Do y'all mind if Andy and I talk about some games that I know we really loved to kind of counter it out over here?
Go ahead.
Sure. Yeah, Ryan, you go first.
All right, so well, let's inject some positivity into this podcast. Have any of y'all played Sexy Brutale?
I
Yes.
want to so fucking badly.
It's really good.
should.
It's
That
really
game
good.
is amazing. I think it's like $20 on PS Plus, or just its base price. Excuse me. I got it for like $11 on PS Plus, but I don't think it's on sale anymore. It's not a very long game. It's about like 5-6 hours or so, depending on how expedient you are in the gameplay. But what it is okay. So imagine if you will, Majora's Mask.
Oh, my glasses just broke. I'm in a
Yeah.
library.
Oh,
Imagine, if you will, Majora's Mask mixed with a murder mystery set in a palace from Persona 5. And that's basically kind of the pitch logline for this game. You play as a character who is in a casino mansion called the Sexy Brutale, and you are kind of bearing witness to a series of murders and deaths that take place in this mansion, and the kind of crux of the game is you go back in time every day and you watch events unfold, and by watching events unfold, you solve the murders of, I think it's like 8 or 10 people, somewhere along that line. It's not a whole lot, but each level is a different mystery, and sometimes it's one victim, sometimes it's 2 victims, and like Niall said, this game slaps. I cannot recommend it enough.
It's great.
Is it a puzzle game?
sort
It
of.
is.
Yeah.
It's like kind of a puzzle, not really exploration, but sort of. For example, I can give you kind of explain one of the mysteries without spoiling anything.
Sure.
Like, what'll happen is you'll wake up in a room, like you'll wake up in a room in the mansion.
Just like real life.
Yeah,
You wake up in rooms.
Exactly. I wake up in a room every day of my life, just like Sexy Brutale.
Have you ever not woken up in a room?
I have woken up in the outdoors, but I guess the whole Earth is kind of one big room if you think about it, man.
I fell
Damn.
asleep on a dumpster once.
That's pretty.
What?
That's pretty punk.
That seems, yeah.
Hold on.
I believe
We
it.
gotta pump the brakes
What's up?
of this podcast. I'm pulling over to the gas station. I have locked all the doors and I'm turning around and looking at Andy and just saying, what?
Okay, so
Uh-huh.
it wasn't a full night's sleep, obviously.
Uh-huh.
It was, I was on my way home from class, and I don't know if dumpster is the right word for it, but like it's the word I use for it because they're those like garbage cans that have like a bunch of different receptacles in them, and they basically are dumpsters.
Sure.
All right.
I was waiting for a bus.
Uh-huh.
I was very tired because I had to get up early that day.
Uh-huh.
And I was sitting on this thing, and I was like, well, maybe I'll lay down. And I laid down, and then I fell asleep for like 2 hours.
2 hours?
Probably
So
not
you
2
laid
hours, but I
down-
fell asleep for like a non-substantial amount of... Like, I missed my bus.
Yeah. Well, that
What?
seems like a given.
Why did you sit? There was no other place to sit or lay down.
No,
Listen.
it was hot out. I needed to
Listen.
be in the outdoors instead of inside the thing.
And this was in Toronto, right?
No, this is in the suburb that I'm in.
Oh, okay.
If it was
because
in
if it-
Toronto, I
yeah,
would be dead.
Yeah. I was about to ask, you're still alive. That's impressive.
Mhm.
Yeah, no.
Like-
This was in suburbs outside of a subway.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Well, I'm glad you weren't recycled.
Yeah, it's good to hear. Andy
Yeah.
is an enigma of many facets, and I trust their judgment in sleeping on top of what I assume was a very comfortable dumpster.
It was not... I'll take a picture of it next time I go by it.
Please do.
Oh, it's still there.
Yeah, no, it's still there. I use this bus
Can we-
stop every now and then.
Why would it not
Can we-
still be there?
I don't know. Should trash cans move? Can we erect a plaque that just says, Andy slept here?
I mean, I could scratch that in with my house key.
That'd be pretty sick.
That's a good compromise.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Every time I go by that, I'll take a picture for you guys of it.
Please do.
Please.
Hey, you know what else is pretty sick? Sexy Brutale on the PlayStation 4 and other gaming consoles. So I was describing the thrust of this game.
Can you sleep on a dumpster in Sexy Brutale?
Not to my knowledge.
Damn.
But your dude does just sort of pass out on the floor. So basically, the one of the other cruxes of this game is that you can't interact with any other characters. Like, they'll go around and do their daily routines, and basically what you're supposed to do is sneak around through the areas of the eponymous Sexy Brutale and observe the characters going about their schedule, and from that, you pick up context clues, which allows you to find evidence and swap items around, hide in closets, or do whatever you need to do to prevent the murder from taking place. There's one where, someone gets their drink poisoned, and so you have to hide in the closet, watch the waiter, get the code for the kitchen on one pass. Then on your next cycle, you get into the kitchen before the waiter can, switch out the glasses and save the guy from getting poisoned. That's kind of an example of it. And
it's like a reverse Hitman.
Yeah, it is. It's like Hitman. It's like I said, it's like Majora's Mask. You observe the events that happen around you, and you use the clues to your advantage to prevent these murders from taking place. And every time you save someone, since it's a masquerade, you get their mask, and it gives you a certain power. One of them lets you hear sounds from further away. One of them lets you unlock chests that give you, collectibles. There's not really any... Well, there are items in the game, but they're all tied into solving their particular mysteries. Once you solve a mystery, you kind of just move on to the next section of the mansion, and some of them cross, some of them interact with each other, but not all of them. But there's collectible playing cards that you pick up that tell you lore about the mansion. That's actually pretty much it. Those are really the only collectibles in the game, but it's cool. It's like I said, it's a short game, but it's very tight. It's very focused. The developers who made it clearly knew exactly what they were doing with the time they give you to play that game. The world is so engaging that it really encourages you to go around and unlock these snippets of discovery, so to speak, to learn more about the people you're trying to save and the history behind the mansion, sort of the overarching enigma behind the entire experience. And if you're looking for something that's kind of short, that's really compelling, if you like mystery stuff, if you like games about time loops and such, if you like games with a strong sense of style, it's got a really good soundtrack, then I really cannot recommend it enough. Niall, is there anything you want to add about it that you picked up on while you were playing the game?
I think you hit most, but I was actually about to mention the soundtrack because it is really fucking good. But,
it's pretty good.
Yeah, I think people should definitely check that out.
Yeah, it's definitely one of my favorite games I've played this year.
Cool.
I really hope that they do a sequel or something, because this game is pretty much perfect as is, but it's so short that I really want to see them elaborate on a lot of the stuff that they do in this game, but I don't know if it'll happen or not. I can't recommend it enough, though. I had heard from Niall that it was very good, but I was pleasantly surprised, and Andy, if it sounds like something you like, then by all means, try to play it before the end of the year.
I'll do my best.
Quick experience.
Yeah, there are a lot of games.
Yeah. I mean, I really plowed through a lot of the mysteries in that because I'm generally pretty good with that kind of stuff. The Danganronpa games, even I had predicted a lot of the not in the second one, but especially in the first one, I had really predicted a lot of the murders ahead of time, and so but it just depends on how much time you want to take with it, what your kind of method is to approaching the mystery. I'm sure for some people it'll be a pretty quick experience, and for some people, it'll take a little while longer, depending on what you stumble into, because It's very possible for some of those mysteries, if you happen to go to the right place at the right time, you'll get it done almost immediately. Like, that happened to me with at least one of the solutions, and I was like, "Oh, great!" So it's good.
It sounds a lot like Hitman, which I'm kind of into.
Yeah, it is. It's a little bit like Hitman, like you said, a reverse Hitman. There's a lot of observation and stuff that goes into that game.
Mm-hmm.
I'd recommend it, but I know Andy has a game that they've been playing that I've been playing that is very good.
Hey, you guys know Mario at all?
No, who is he?
He's a little Italian man.
All right.
Is he 4'6"?
I'd say about around that height. I'd say 4'6", about 90 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
He's very squat, very throwable.
Very robust.
Very robust.
How far can you throw Mario?
How far can I throw Mario? I can throw Mario probably about Sorry, I'm doing some calculations right now.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Got to do the
trigonometry.
the
the angle, the physics.
Yeah.
So on a good day, no wind and clear conditions and stuff like that, I'd say probably about 8 feet.
Okay.
Wow.
Bad.
I don't know if that's a lot or not.
I mean, it's a fucking whole human.
Hold on. A whole human, 8 feet. That's like a whole human and then some, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
So what's up with
Mario's
him?
the whole human.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were saying 8 feet is equivalent to the length of a common human being.
Listen, I know I'm tall, and so I have a bit of a skewed perspective, but it's not that fucking skewed.
So what's this tiny man up to?
He's traveling around the world to stop a marriage because he hates love.
Boy, what an odyssey that is.
It sure is. Super Mario Odyssey. I got a Switch. It's fucking incredible. So,
Nice.
For people who don't know, I just got a Switch. I didn't have one up until just now. And I, that hardware is some of the most impressive shit I've seen in a while.
It's very good.
I didn't expect HD Rumble to matter a fuck, but, it is so good. It does this thing, though, where, because I play it on the bus, because I commute to school, where it does this thing where it tricks me into thinking that I fucking have the sound on still.
Yeah.
Because the HD Rumble is so, it mimics the way stuff sounds and feels so well.
Yeah. It's very tactile. It's something I kind of made fun of when they announced it at the initial Switch presentation, where they were like, "Oh, you can feel the ice cubes in the glass." I'm like, whatever. But then, as soon as I played Mario, I was like, "Oh, this is actually the greatest thing to ever exist."
It does have a terrible name. HD Rumble is a terrible name.
I mean, I don't think it's that bad because it's just describing what it is.
Yeah.
What does that mean? It's high definition Rumble?
Yeah.
High definition is a thing you see.
No,
not
it
feel.
isn't.
It
It's
doesn't
something
have to
that's
be.
highly defined.
Yeah.
All right.
HD sound is a thing, too.
That's also a dumb name.
No, it's not. Come on. This is okay. All right. This is gonna tear this podcast apart. I can feel it.
I just
Let's
googled
move on.
HD for a definition on it and just got Home Depot stocks.
There you go.
Yeah,
Home Depot Rumble. So how's Mario's Odyssey?
It's I am not someone who falls to I don't know. Maybe I am, but I try to think that I'm not someone who falls to nostalgia super easily.
Sure.
And can really easily be oh, that's a blatant grab at that. But Mario Odyssey legit made me super fucking emotional with how childlike it made me feel. And full disclosure, it's been a rough few weeks over at the old Andy compound, and this really brightened shit up for me.
It's good.
And Nintendo has that effect with a lot of their games.
Yeah, and
is they're colorful, they're much more brighter just to look at, even let alone play.
Yeah, not only that though, it's just it's super fucking fun. I've finished the main story. I'm just collecting power moons now. And usually this is the point where I drop off on a game. Where I'm just whatever. I finished it and I'll see the last few worlds and that'll be cool, whatever. Cause there's post-game content. Because it's 2017. But I'm still like going. Like I think I'm probably going to end up getting everything in this game at some point.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying that. Like, I'm gonna 100% this.
Yeah.
How long do you think it takes from beginning to the end of the story, including like post game stuff?
Not super long. A generous
like
estimate.
12 hours?
Okay, so if you are just doing mainline story, not like just looking around as the game, like literally like it is designed to make you want to explore in a way that like we've seen in stuff like Breath of the Wild earlier this year, but in a much more contained sandboxes. If you're not doing any exploration and you're just going checkpoint to checkpoint to checkpoint, getting the moons as quickly as you can, I'd say like 6 or 7 hours to finish the story.
Okay, that's about a Mario game, I imagine.
It took me about 10 because I spent a lot of time in like just like gathering stuff in some of the worlds. Like I really love New Donk City because I'm a human with eyes and ears and a heart. I really liked I'm not going to go into too many specifics, but there's like a wooded kingdom that has a very like Studio Ghibli vibe to it. I found was very into that, and I just kind of like wanted to just spend as much time in these worlds as I can and dress Mario in the costumes that come from this world because he looks very cute when I give him a backwards hat and the mechanic outfit because he looks like he listens to Bruce Springsteen.
He totally does. He's from New Jersey. He totally does.
Yeah, he does. So yeah, like that game, like I know that it's like, speaking of someone who is like having to be super cheap this month because I spent money on it, I know it's like a big investment to get a new system for one game, but like, I can't say that I'm not recommending people do that.
Yeah.
Well, the Switch is an island unto itself with just Mario. There are plenty of other games I'm sure people could grab along with it.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Like, the only reason I don't have Breath of the Wild on it is because I already have that on the Wii U. But stuff
same.
like, I really want to get Puyo Puyo Tetris. I'm really excited for the new Xenoblade. Like, that system is becoming a fucking, like, actual force. As opposed to the Wii U, which was kind of just like, this is where Nintendo makes their games, and there's like, fucking Wonderful 101 is also here. You know?
Yeah.
That's what happens when the console actually sells.
Yeah. Yes.
That's not the. I guess I can skip ahead to the one of the things I was going to talk about, but like the Switch is the majority of like hardware. Like Nintendo is the majority of hardware sales. It was like 2/3 this last month.
Good.
Of anything that was hardware was a Nintendo product.
Wow.
And that was buoyed by like the Super Nintendo, the mini one, the whatever that's called.
The classic.
The SNES
the classics.
I mean, like, as much as, like, look at it, as much as the other consoles are good, like, what big stuff is there for those right now?
Well, there's that, and then there's also,
Black Friday's
if you ask somebody who already owns like a PS4 or an Xbox, do you want to upgrade? They're going to say no, it still works.
Yeah.
But if you offer them like a $300 Switch, and they're like, yeah, okay, this thing's, and it offers different things than the Wii U offered. It's portable. You can take it wherever you want.
I think its portability is going to be the biggest fucking game changer.
Oh, yeah.
Because, like, keep in mind, like, this is not just a successor to the Wii U, it's also going to be the successor to the 3DS.
That'll determine how bonkers does it get, because they keep saying Nintendo upped its expectations to sell at least 14 million by next March, and they are fixing their they've finally gotten their production in line. So there's actually a graph that goes out there. Like, if you remember when the 3DS came out, it had production issues. People wanted them, but they weren't making enough. And then towards the end of the year, after it was being made, they were making enough, and there's this huge spike in the sales graph. And they went from like, X amount of units to a ridiculous amount.
Yeah.
That's, the Switch is already selling really well. And if the production does increase right before Christmas and then just keeps going into next year, it could have the same number. It could have the same spike, and if it does that, it could be up to easily up to 20 million units by the end of next year. And to put that into perspective, like the last time the Xbox One reported its numbers, it was at like 36 million. That was last year, so you could probably say they're around 40, 45.
Mm-hmm.
It's not unreasonable to think that the Switch could easily be competing directly with the Xbox One.
Yeah,
like in terms of console sales.
I mean, like
that's crazy.
Pokemon.
That's crazy.
They got a Pokemon game in the works. I think is all we really need to say. Like,
yeah,
that is going to be fucking massive. If the stuff that already came out,
Yeah. If it's good. And I think having Metroid to buoy it when that's been like a fan demand for years, and a Kirby, if they do it correctly and have little things on the side to fill in those gaps, they could easily sell 30 million, 40 million units. And then we're in a weird world where all three consoles have not just sold better than the previous consoles, their previous versions, they've sold like tremendously better, which is just, considering we started this current like crop of consoles by saying like, oh, maybe console gaming is over. That's it's really strange that we have so many of these out there.
Yeah. Do you have like exact numbers on how much the Switch has sold already, or is it just a lot?
They are shy about giving exact numbers all the time.
It's a picture of Miyamoto, and it just says, "It sold this many," and he's got his arms out as long as he can.
Yeah. So,
let me glance over this thing. You keep talking, and I'll see if I can find a solid number.
No, yeah, I was just gonna ask. That's really kind of encouraging, because I've never been at the forefront of a Nintendo console before. I had the N64, but I got that like not years, but a while after it first came out. I had the Wii, which we got pretty soon, but I really wasn't engaged in sort of the landscape for that. But getting the Switches as early as I did, it's personally really exciting to get kind of back into it with Nintendo and see, how successful this thing has become already. Because it really is maybe like one of my favorite consoles of all time. It's so cool. Like I could be on this podcast every week for 50 years, and until they release the Switch 2, I will not stop talking about how cool the Switch is, to be completely honest.
According to the Wikipedia page, they've sold just north of 7 million.
Okay. So they want to double that by the end of the year.
No, by March of next year.
So they want to sell another 7 million.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's not their goal. That's what they say will happen.
Okay. Sure.
That's their estimate. I don't want to be a Debbie Downer. Like, I think the thing's really neat. I just say be apprehensive about just being in love with it, because I remember getting my Wii U and getting 3 games for it pretty close to launch, and I thought, like, man, this thing's really neat. And then just no games came out for it.
Yeah,
so,
well, yes, but also Zelda and Mario are already 2 of the best games released in a very long time, so I don't know.
Sure, but I will believe it. I mean, I'm going to get a Switch. I will eventually get one. I've bought in, just not literally yet. But I hope they can keep it going, because that was the problem with the Wii U. It wasn't the hardware; it was the lack of support. And without the real like Nintendo push from first party, no third parties came to it, so there was just no reason to ever have one. Mm-hmm. And so the Switch has gotten a pretty good push so far. But if next year it's just, if there's, if Metroid is perpetually delayed or things just don't start coming out, it'll be a Wii U again. Yeah. Except for people will have a lot more of them.
Here's my foolproof business plan for the Nintendo Switch.
Mm-hmm.
Put the Kingdom Hearts games on there.
Yes.
I want to play the first 2 Kingdom Hearts games on my Switch. And
didn't those come to 3DS?
One game did.
There was Dream Drop Distance on the 3DS. I didn't really like it that much, though. I mean, it's not outside the realm of possibility that there could be a Kingdom Hearts spinoff on the Switch. But man, if I could play Kingdom Hearts like on the go, that would be a childhood dream come true. My God,
I could see it happen if it came out on Nintendo stuff before. I could see that happening.
Yeah. So, Michael, do you mind if I go ahead and bring our attention to another piece of news before we move on?
Hit me.
Oh, I'm gonna hit you. because it's time to
Finally.
talk about the man who keeps the
Hey.
hits coming. The hit man. He's the hit man.
Mhm.
Oh, baby,
Justin
he's
Timberlake.
the hit man. It's gonna bring you the hits. Playing jazz music, it's the hit man. 26 greatest hits by now, 3 payments in 1995.
I wish I had a bat. Yeah.
Anyway, so y'all definitely remember Hitman that came out last year.
Hell yeah,
IO's episodic open world assassination magnum opus. Really, really fantastic game. So, as you may or may not be familiar, IO was in a bit of a weird position. I believe they were sold off, or they weren't able to stay independent. Michael, I think you'd know more about that particular part of the story than I would.
Yeah, Square just cut them loose,
Yeah.
essentially.
Yeah, because they were affiliated with Square Enix, but I think now they're independent again.
Yes.
Yeah,
And-
they were owned outright by Square,
Spec-
and Square owned pretty much all their IP.
it was specifically
and so
part
did-
of, wasn't it part of the IDOS takeover?
Yes.
They
Yes.
acquired
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it was. And then they, I guess, were trying to sell them or something. I'm not sure how the actual the events went, but they were trying to get rid of them. And then iOS just said, okay, we'll become independent. And they struck a deal to keep the Hitman license, keep one other license, and then give the rest to one or two more to Square. And
Yeah.
then they were able to keep Hitman.
Yeah. So this news story has kind of two parts. The first part is that the TV and movie news site Deadline reports that a Hitman series is being developed for Hulu. This is being written by John Wick creator Derek Kolstad, who will also produce, and I would say the creator of John Wick is definitely uniquely qualified to make a Hitman TV series. He
Yeah.
definitely seems
John
like...
Wick could be a character in Hitman. Like
Exactly. It's gonna be like Payday, and one of the elusive targets in season 2 will just be like John Wick,
You
like
couldn't-
Keanu Reeves.
you could not kill John Wick.
No,
John
you
Wick is
couldn't.
the one man who could take Agent 47.
Yeah, like
It'll be Juan Candle.
so anyway, there's gonna be a Hitman series coming for Hulu. I can only hope that it will involve Corky the Clown as a recurring character.
Ugh.
Have any of y'all played the Corky Commotion?
I didn't even know it was
Yes,
out yet.
I have. I've played.
How is it?
It fucking sucks.
I have a question about that, actually. So that
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
announced when they announced the, like, remastered edition, or, like, the special...
like,
The Game of the Year
edition.
edition.
The Game of the Year.
Is that
edition,
paid
yeah.
content, or is that...
I think it is. It's an escalation, so it's not like a full mission.
Okay.
Like for people who don't know, the escalations are where like it gives you one target to kill and makes it like harder each time or whatever. So in this one, you have to like. I've only done the first round of it, but you have to kill Helmut Kruger with a baseball bat as Corky the Clown, and it's really really silly because everyone is just like, oh, this the circus, and you're at a fashion show, and it's everything
Sounds
you
great.
would want to be. Like the opening of that mission is like, it starts with this like close up of a guard, and Agent 47 as Corky the Clown just slowly rises behind him. It's great.
That game rules. But there's also a second part of this announcement, and that is that Deadline also reports there are 2 new Hitman games being worked on by IO, which is interesting, because when IO went independent, at first people weren't sure if a second season would even happen, and although we don't know that one of these is a second season, I think it's pretty safe to assume.
I think they've come out
confirmed.
after after they went independent. They confirmed that they would eventually there would be a second season.
Okay,
yeah.
that makes sense. It kind of falls in line with the quote by the CEO Hakan Abrak. God, I don't know how to pronounce that. I am so sorry.
I only have to spell it correctly when I write it down.
Yeah, who said that the next Hitman game was coming. But now that there's 2 games, I think we can expect to see a second season and maybe something else, which would be interesting. I wonder if maybe they would do like a remaster of like Blood Money or like a new mobile game or something, because I know they've done that before. There's not a whole lot of information, but it's interesting to know that not only is a second season coming through, but there's something else in the works, which is kind of neat. I'm excited. Hitman was a great game. Hitman Blood Money is a great game too, if y'all have never played that. I don't know, man. Now I'm just thinking about Hitman, and I'm hyped as hell. I'm ready. God damn, I'm ready.
I'm just glad they can afford it.
Yeah.
Because, going independent's not easy, and then suddenly having a full room of developers who you're in charge of paying everything, that can't be easy and a simple task to do. So I know the Hitman game sold well, but when they said, we can do a season 2, it was like, all right, well, sure, I hope that goes well, because usually you can't regain the momentum you've gotten just because you're selling a season 2. So I'm glad that they're able to land on their feet and just keep running.
I would really like to see the numbers on stuff after they announced that they were independent, because I wonder if that news gave them a shot in the arm at all.
Well, they had already done really well.
I know they had done well, but I wonder if that made them do better,
Yeah.
Maybe.
I'm
sure there are some people who just by proxy it being in the news went, hey, that Hitman game apparently was pretty good. I'll go buy it.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious as to whether or not one of these 2 games will actually be a smaller title, like I said, like a remaster or something, and they'll use the money they make on that to float development costs for season 2. I mean,
I think that's there's no way to tell. I think that's what they're doing with the Game of the Year edition, because that has its own new campaign that they've added to the game. So
sure,
you can upgrade to that edition as DLC with the base pack, like I did. So I assume that to me reads as them going, okay, the extra money we can raise through this, we can funnel back into season 2. I would assume that probably the other game is probably going to be Hitman Go 2, maybe? Something like that.
Yeah, I saw some people talking about that. I don't know if it was actually us talking about that, but I saw some speculation that the rights for the Go stuff might be a little fishier.
It was a different dev who made it, not
a different dev, and it's also, keep in mind that it's also tied to stuff like Tomb Raider Go, right?
Yeah, that's true.
It's Square Enix.
Yeah. I guess it depends on where that stuff landed.
Yeah.
If by getting the Hitman rights, they can now own it or not.
I wouldn't be shocked if it's another mobile thing. I just think it would be under a different name. Also, I would love to see them bring this to Switch too.
That would, oh my god.
Yeah, think about that.
I can't even imagine the logistics of that, but that would be incredible.
I mean, we're seeing these ports of modern game, like Wolfenstein's coming to Switch, Doom's coming to Switch, Skyrim's coming to fucking everything.
LA Noire.
Yeah, LA Noire is a good one. There's a lot of these games being ported to this system now, and I think that,
There's actually a question.
Oh, cool.
About that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I think ultimately this is all still very much up to speculation, but, it'll develop and we'll report on it when it does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we have any other stuff to talk about, or should we jump to questions, seeing as we have, a kind of on that train?
I've got... I can wrap up one more thing,
go
one more piece of news. Marvel Heroes is done.
Oh, yeah! So... I'm surprised to hear about that, because I remember people liking that game.
It's a really neat game. So for people who haven't heard, Marvel Heroes was a I guess the best way to put it is Diablo.
Yeah.
It was a loot-based game where you chose a Marvel character, ran around, beat things up, lots of clicking. You had abilities on a what is it called? Is it a hot bar?
Yes.
It's the bar? Okay. You had a bunch of abilities on a hot bar, and and you collected loot, and you leveled up, and you got new costumes. You could unlock new characters. It was kind of had a lot of those hooks that you would expect in a free-to-play title. It did relatively well. It would keep getting updated. It was made by Gazillion Entertainment. It would kind of wane, where every now and again you would stop hearing about it. No one would talk about it, and then suddenly it was back again, and everybody was playing. And they tied it in a lot of the times with new movies and new television shows or whatever the hell Marvel was doing.
It's a lot like Marvel Puzzle Quest in the way they tied it into stuff, but also a completely different format.
Yeah, a lot of events, a lot of movie costumes, or they would bring like some character who was in the movie who they previously didn't have.
Has anyone else
toss them in there?
Has anyone else here actually played it?
Nope.
I played it off and on.
Yeah.
I played it I dove in like 3 different times for like a couple days each.
I thought it was fine, but like kind of unremarkable. So the news doesn't shock me. But I remember it having like a pretty solid following.
Yeah, I don't like MMOs typically, so a lot of the MMO trappings of like I don't know, it had a lot of MMO stuff in it. It felt like, and some of that was neat, some of that I just didn't engage with. So it didn't really didn't really grab me or anything, but it did all right from what I understand. And it had a lot of microtransactions here and there, so it could have been making some money. But Marvel and aka Disney decided to end their relationship and their contract with Gazillion Entertainment, and that effectively ends the game altogether.
It's wild when you look at the deal they signed with Gazillion originally, because that was a 10-year deal.
Yeah, but that was before Disney bought them.
Okay.
I don't know when they signed that. I know the game's been around since 2013, so it's only 4 years old. It happened at a weird time because about a month ago, a lot of people were playing and noticed that the developer stopped giving weekly updates. And then a Halloween event didn't happen, and the Thor Ragnarok came out, and there was no tie-in event. So, and then a couple of the community managers started to disappear off the forums. So they started to realize that something may be happening, and sure enough, this was announced, and I don't know. I don't know if Gazillion is going to suffer any layoffs or anything. I know shortly after this was launched, they laid off a lot of people, and there was a lot of stories floating out there about hardworking, like how hardworking those people were who were still working there, like 80-hour weeks, 60-hour weeks, just to update the game and keep it updated. And how I don't know if they were saying that Gazillion was pushing them, or if Marvel and Disney was pushing them to keep it updated, or what that working relationship was. Some of this was from like family members of former employees, so it's all second and third person. So who knows how accurate it is? But it did sound like it was a bit of a meat grinder at Gazillion for a while that was going on.
I will say something that I've been looking at is so Gazillion is I believe the Marvel Heroes was a thing that Perfect World was involved in, Perfect World Entertainment, or like they had ties to it in some way.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
If I'm remembering correctly, Perfect World are also the people who own Motiga Games, Gigantic, who just had some layoffs as well, and Runic Games, who made Torchlight and also just closed. So I think we might want to keep an eye, just in general, keep an eye on like Perfect World, because they're a pretty big name in like the free-to-play MMO scene. Like they've got Star Trek Online. They own Cryptic, so they've got like Star Trek Online and Champions Online, but they've also got Neverwinter. Right. They've got like Jade Dynasty's been going on for 100,000 years. They own Turtle Rock Studios. So like, I'm really curious to know how that company is like doing right now, because it doesn't look great.
Well, it's hard to gauge like why Disney or Marvel closed this down.
For sure.
I saw someone floating like the idea of there are X-Men in that game, and they cohabitate with Spider-Man and the Fantastic Four. And if you remember, like those licenses are separate. Like 20th Century Fox still owns X-Men and still owns Fantastic, or not owns, but has those licenses. So maybe that was an issue.
Oh, for sure. I'm just saying it's like a bad sign that this is like Runic closed recently, if I'm remembering right.
Yeah.
And
couple
like
weeks ago.
Gigantic is not in great shape, from what I know. And like now this happens. So like this is 3 things related to this parent company that are going down that assumably costs a chunk of change.
Yeah. I'm not sure if Marvel's Heroes is still up. I didn't think of checking it. I assume the servers are still up for a little while. I hope it has like a, forget what MMO it was, but there's an MMO that went out. I think it was Enter the Matrix, where towards the end, they just started like changing the values of certain things. So as the last few weeks, they just kind of they would toss up old events. So it's like, hey, here, go fucking fight Morpheus again. Go kill Agent Smith again. Go do all this stuff again. And they would just give you all the loot. And I kind of hope if they're still up that they just do all that. Like, fuck it. Here you go. But if that's it, does anyone else have anything else?
I don't really have much else to say. I just kind of wanted to point out the perfect world thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm good.
Yeah. I've been playing Destiny. It's bad.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. All right. Andy, do you want to take us into questions?
Hell yeah. I'm in control now.
Uh-oh.
Where can people send
You
questions?
can send questions to videogamechoochoo.tumblr.com/ask or to podcast@videogamechoochoo.com.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hit us.
So, I want to go into this one first because we were having a pretty decent discussion about it with the Hitman stuff. So this is an anonymous question. So this is a coward's question, is what I'm going to say. Sign your questions when I'm the one asking them. So, just this once. I'm going to put... someone put anonymous into the ICP name generator, and that's what I'll call them from now on.
Hang on one second.
Thank you. They ask... I'm going to ask the question while you're doing this, just to keep things rolling. There are a lot of ports coming out for the Switch. Do you think this is what we have to look forward to until some more original games come out, or will there be more ports than Switch-exclusive games?
Yes, there will be more ports than Switch-exclusive games.
There's more ports than PS4-exclusive games and Xbox One-exclusive games. But, that being said, I think we are going to see, like, parity with the other consoles in terms of exclusives. I don't think...
You'll probably see more.
There's going to be more.
Yeah, for sure, actually, because of stuff like the Joy-Cons and the unique ways that things work, and also the fucking machine that is Nintendo.
Yeah, that's why you'll see more. Like, you won't see the reason there are ports is because third parties, it's cheaper to port something than to make something that's only sold on one device. Mm-hmm. If you're a publisher and you make a video game, you look at the 70 million units PS4 has and probably the 40 million, maybe like 45 million the Xbox One has. And you say, I'm going to make it for that because that's the most money. Yeah. And now the Switch comes along and here's a Switch with 7 million units. There's not a lot of games out for it. So, let's port Skyrim. That's the oldest fucking thing on the earth. Let's port Skyrim.
Let's port the Dead Sea Scrolls to Switch. Oh, sorry. It's just Skyrim. The Dead Sea Scrolls are actually just the code to Skyrim. When you put that into a computer, when you just type the entirety of what is on the Dead Sea Scrolls into a computer, Skyrim appears, weirdly enough.
Yeah. Fosresto just yells at you. But yeah, like, right now it's a cheap way to put games out there to sell them to see how it does. And that's kind of the experiment that a lot of publishers have done now. Ubisoft, the only reason they made Mario and Rabbids is because they're crazy people when it comes to hardware. They want to put stuff out on hardware. They love doing it.
Yeah, and I think part of it is also that there's such an apocalyptic amount of novelty with the Switch being portable that you can release anything on there and people will buy it just because they'll be able to play it on the go. Like,
sure. Like
even Doom. Like, Doom is a $60 game. People are buying it so they can play Doom on the toilet. Like, it's whatever people port to the Switch is going to sell because people want to be able to play LA
on the toilet.
On the toilet or on the bus.
I played Mario Odyssey in the bath and I felt fucking ascendant.
That is so good.
I want to hit the doubt button while taking a dump.
Yeah.
Well, sorry, it's the bad cop button now?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay, I want to take the bad cop button while taking a dump.
I mean, if you're taking a dump, you're just making another cop, am I right? Hey!
Jokes.
Cut that.
But yeah, it's I mean, Andy was right. Everything's full of ports. Yeah. Technically, like, we live in a multi-platform era. Both Xbox and Sony have struggled to consistently produce first-party stuff. And they will. They just will. And Nintendo has more IP, more internal developers, more cash on hand to just throw out a problem.
I think...
And the Switch... And they're going to get more... sorry to, like, cut you off, but they're going to get more money back from ports because... they charge a little bit more. Part of that's cartridge, but they charge a little bit more than Sony and Microsoft, but they're also the hot device.
Yeah.
So
also, like, digital releases are a thing, too, that they can do to get around that for devs. But also, I wanted to say...
If they can do digital.
Yeah.
Oh, you know.
Mark my words. 2 years from now, Resident Evil 7 will be on the Switch. I guarantee it. That's going to come to the Switch. After porting Revelations, Capcom's going to run through their Resident Evil back catalog, and the Switch will not be complete as a console until Resident Evil 4 has been ported to that thing.
Resident Evil 4 and Skyrim are the two agents of legitimizing your console.
Yeah. It's the yin and yang, the good and evil of console ports.
What were you going to say?
I was just going to say on the topic of exclusives, that Nintendo, in terms of like their exclusive IPs, they have a bit more variety, I find, than other studios. In terms of just like being able to appeal to different groups, like they have shit like Animal Crossing that appeals to like people who don't want something super high impact, like they want a low impact game. They've got fucking Zelda, which is really getting into, you know, they've got Zelda, which people like hardcores are going to be into. I hate using that term, but I couldn't think of anything else. But they've got a good spread of shit that like both young people and like people our age can play. You know, and that is going to serve them really well too, as opposed to like, what's a Sony exclusive that like is appropriate for a 13-year-old that a 13-year-old's going to want to play?
To be fair, though,
Horizon,
and
maybe?
You make a good point, but to be fair, Nintendo has always occupied that place in the market of we're family friendly. Sony and Microsoft purposefully don't sell themselves. They do sometimes. I'm having flashbacks to Kinect demos, but they don't normally always insert themselves in the market as that way.
I agree, but what I'm saying is that Nintendo has shown a desire to branch out from that, and Sony and Xbox have just shown a desire to not do that well. I guess is the way I
cash in on it.
Like, I'm not... Like, I feel like I'm singing Nintendo's praises a lot, primarily just because I got a new Nintendo thing, but, like, it was a big failing of the Wii U, I found, was that they leaned a little too much into their, like, it was this awkward phase of them getting their legs with M-rated games, stuff like Bayonetta 2 was really good, but it wasn't, like, made a huge selling point for that console a lot. Like Xenoblade Chronicles.
The Wii U had a lot of
Xenoblade Chronicles X was an incredible game that I feel like a lot of the people who are into these big open world games now would adore, but it didn't catch on. And now with stuff like Breath of the Wild hooking people to get, and Mario Odyssey hooking people to get this system, you're going to be able to see the stuff they learned from that brought into a new, like, a bigger console, and like, I think we're going to see a real like boom for Nintendo again, the way that we saw it with like the GameCube, you know?
Yeah.
The Wii. The GameCube actually didn't do
great, but it, like, quality wise.
Sure. I hope, because that's my one fear of, like, going back to Ryan, what you said earlier in the podcast of being happy to own a Wii, or not a Wii, being happy to own a Nintendo console on the Switch. And I hope that they can keep producing these games, because I don't want it to turn into a Wii situation where it's just this garbage that these third-party manufacturers and developers are just tossing out there. Like,
I think
there's so many of these things. Just put party in the name.
I think
just
that
go.
Where we are in terms of the current generation of hardware with the Switch, especially, the cost that it would take to get those kind of trash games onto a Switch cartridge, and especially the vetting process for the Switch eShop, at this point is so prohibitive that there's no way that we're going to see the trash hot dog factory of bargain bin games like we did at the Wii. I don't think the Switch will ever have bargain bin games, but I guess we'll see what happes.
Well, when Hot Dog Factory Switch edition comes out, I'll make you review it.
Yeah,
Game of the year.
That's why those cart games are so expensive, because the cost is higher. And I don't see those kinds of companies jumping onto that horse.
If the investment is, if the potential return on the investment is there, they'll do it. Because, I mean, to be fair, the Wii sold over 110 million units, which is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
I think it was over 110. So we're nowhere near that. But if we get near that stratosphere, that stuff will start to happen.
Yeah,
Sure.
I mean, the Switch right now is a success, but it's not like a phenomenon like the Wii was.
No.
Like when the
No.
Wii came out, it was everyone wanted a Wii, you know, like
Yeah.
It was
The
ridiculous.
Switch is in a really good place and has, but
Totally.
like it still needs to grow.
Yeah.
Are we good to move on to another question?
Yeah,
Yes.
let's get through some questions.
Niall, did you look up the name?
I did. It gave me Big Money Hustler.
Perfect. So Big Money Hustler asks, Thanksgiving is coming up, so what would be the worst multiplayer
is.
game to play with family? I have a good answer for this, so I'm going to let y'all go first.
Mario Party.
Space Station 13.
Oh god.
Monopoly, because not only does it run poorly on the Switch, it's Monopoly.
We Dare. Does anybody remember
Sorry,
that game? Does anybody
No.
remember
Yeah.
We Dare? The game, the
Yeah.
party game where you spanked people?
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That it was advertised. I think it never actually came out in the
came
United
out in,
States.
like,
I think it
Germany.
eventually. Yeah, it
Yeah.
only came out in Europe. It was advertised as like a sexy game, Wii game, and they would show like the commercials were like a group of very attractive adults like doing suggestive things with the Wii emote. And when it came out, it was like almost like kids party level things of like, oh, it's kind of like I'm spanking you. It's yeah. There's
You just need to
dumb
see the
commercial.
thumbnail. It's a man about to spank a woman. They
Yeah,
kiss a Wiimote
looking-
at one point.
Oh, I don't like the
Great.
way these people are dressed. Just like,
Yeah.
it's very.
It looks like a porn parody of Friends.
It looks like
Ross
those.
is still hated.
It looks like those gifs that used to go around on Tumblr of like dudes who would hit a bed with a belt.
Oh, boy.
We Dare's a good choice though.
Yeah.
Or a bad choice.
A good choice.
Okay.
Watching the We Dare commercial and then playing it would be the worst.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I like this one. Big Money Hustler asks, what's something you're into that you doubt people would think you're into?
There's
That is a good question.
There's a lot of way to take this, you know?
I'm gonna think of like, let's go PG-13 with this one. Eh?
Sure.
Yeah, please. No, like toes.
My answers are all very PG-13. I feel like a couple of them I've talked about on the podcast before. I don't know how many people know this. If you follow me on social media, probably. I collect tiki mugs. I'm really into tiki pop art and these little pieces of ceramic art that you can also drink ostentatious tropical drinks out of. One other really specific thing that I'm into is I really like cool cyborgs in high heels, which is like a Venn diagram. It's like a Venn diagram of exactly two characters. It's Raiden from Metal Gear Revengeance and Mettaton from Undertale, and that's it. There's nobody else in that list, but those are the only two characters that need to be in it. Like,
All right.
I want more of those kinds of characters in games. Fucking ostentatious, fabulous killer cyborgs that look like they could snap my spine. Like, my
That
god.
drink out of tiki
I
mugs.
feel like that
Yeah.
is definitely a thing that exists more than you think.
It probably is, but
Um,
I am talking in a strictly non-sexual aspect here.
No, for
So please
sure.
don't get any ideas.
But
He's never Googled it for that actual reason.
if people do know of them, I'd say let us know.
There's probably a few in like Deus Ex, maybe. I don't know.
Probably.
The entire cast of Revengeance.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much all of them.
Niall, did you say something?
I'm trying to think. Cause see, I feel like I'm pretty upfront about most things I like.
Yeah.
God, that's hard. I guess, yeah. I don't think I've talked about it much, but I kind of like I'm into like true crime stuff. Like I've kind of mentioned it
Interesting.
on Twitter, like that I listen to stuff like, you know, like Criminal and podcasts like that. Like I think that stuff is interesting, not so much in like the vein of like, oh, I think that like serial killers are cool, like, because I don't.
Yeah,
But
sure.
it's more
Yeah.
like the process of these like long-standing mysteries or whatever that has happened that like have been solved after, you know, years or whatever. Like I find that stuff like really interesting, like how something will like crack after like 20 years or whatever, and suddenly people are like, okay, this is what happened. Like I it's that kind of stuff as opposed to this guy killed 20 people, isn't that great? Like I don't get that stuff. That stuff is weird to me.
Yeah.
I guess.
It's very compelling, you know.
Yeah.
It's real life mysteries, and it's always interesting seeing how, you know, how these unfold, tracing it back, and it's kind of like a history type thing in a way.
Yeah, totally. I think that's the like aspect of it that I get into.
Personally speaking, I have this really weird soft spot for like. The only way I can describe it is like Americana. I'm into like really quaint like. So there's two things I fucking love that I can't watch one of them anymore because it's racist now. The first one is The Knife Show. Can't watch that anymore.
Yeah.
Second one is Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. Show fucking rules. Guy Fieri is the fucking folk hero.
So you're talking more like modern trash TV Americana stuff, and not stuff like Over the Garden Wall.
Stuff like that too, though. Like, it's kind of a weird thing that like people like Swery and David Lynch are super into with Twin Peaks and Deadly Premonition, which isn't a surprise, but like it's a very sincere love of like this small town silliness that's like really endearing and also kind of scary at times.
Oh, it's real scary when you live in
yeah.
You know what? I might actually amend my answer slightly and say Americana in a weird way as well. Because, like, as someone who sort of grew up in, like, literally the middle of nowhere, like, I live on a dirt road with, like, maybe, like, 100 people within a few miles of me, all of whom are old people, like... And like the sort of media and music, especially that I grew up liking, and like my window to the outside world being very much created on like MySpace. I sort of developed, I guess, this like fondness for the idea of like small town American like teenage life, hanging out in front of like a 7-Eleven all night on a Saturday or whatever.
Avril Lavigne, let's go crash the mall type thing.
Like the fucking music video for the Taste of Ink style. Like my parents are screaming at each other in the living room, so I'm gonna go and hang out in front of the liquor store and drink like Coca-Cola with my friends. Like that weird kind of thing that we don't have and doesn't exist here. Yeah. Like that's another thing I think that Andy just kind of reminded me of. That's so really now that I'm like older, but like definitely when I was like in my teens and early 20s, that was something I very much was like, man, that would be the life, you know, in a weird way.
Listen to Slipknot and skateboarding in your friend's house who's already divorced, and so his dad's cool if you guys smoke cigarettes.
Yeah, doing kickflips in the Arby's parking lot, you know, like
yeah.
Man, I wish I could skateboard.
You essentially just want to live in the suburbs. That's what you want.
I mean, that's what I wanted, pretty much, you know.
Yeah,
man. I get you. I think we got time for one more. How are you guys feeling about that?
I didn't answer the last
you didn't.
question.
Michael, go ahead. Sorry, I forgot. I'm bad at this.
Thanks. You forgot me.
Listen.
How could you forget me?
Who are you again? Sorry, Michael, please.
Damn.
Jesus Christ. All right. I don't know. I feel like there's some stuff that I'm into that would probably not be a shock. Like, I really like American history or just history in general. And I read a lot of books. Probably, I really like metal.
Okay.
I go to a lot of metal. Well, I don't go to as many metal shows as I used to, but I really like metal.
Very nice.
There's a local bar called the Crow Bar.
Good.
Nice.
And they have a lot of shows, and so I just kind of check in every couple of weeks.
Nice.
I'll look at their shows and just go there. They do other stuff other than metal. But yeah, I love going to metal shows, and I like a lot of the bands I like are metal.
Cool.
Or a good healthy chunk of my music is metal.
Yeah. Speaking of metal, I had a very crucial omission from my robot list, and that's the entire cast of Nier Automata. So, or Automata, or however the fuck you
believe it's
pronounce
Automata, but I'm not gonna get mad at people for saying it wrong.
Yeah.
Even
Automata.
Yeah.
Automata sounds
No,
cool.
it
Yes.
so doesn't.
Automata
It
sounds
sounds
cool.
bad.
Automata.
I just fucking call it Nier because nobody I know except for like Andy and Rose have even played the original game. So.
I mean, if it's easier, you can call the original one Nier Gestalt, if you'd like.
Gestalt, yeah.
Nier
Anyway.
Geralt. Sorry.
Damn.
Okay, well, moving on to our next question. Hey, so Niall and I, we're not in the States, so we're not. It's Thanksgiving over there for you two,
Next week.
colonialists.
Imperialists.
Yeah. So,
We are a colony. What are you talking
Big
about?
Money Hustlas asks. Yeah, you were. Big Money Hustla asks, what's the crew most thankful for this year?
I'm thankful for Big Money Hustler writing in so many times.
They're a big fan.
Yeah.
Listen,
it's amazing.
all of our listeners are Big Money Hustlers, and they need to know that and believe in themselves. Okay?
That
I'm
is
calling
true.
this now. If you listen to the Video Game Choo Choo podcast, you are a Big Money Hustler. You are out here getting paid. You are fucking part of the Dark Carnival, and I love you for it.
I'm
Get your
thankful.
initials.
Yeah, I'm thankful that I wasn't assassinated by the federal government earlier in this podcast. And I'm also
It was a
thankful
close
for
call.
Yeah, I'm also thankful for Raiden from Metal Gear Revengeance. So there you go.
Michael? See, I remembered.
About fucking time. I'm thankful that Andy remembered my name. I'm thankful that I can see a kitty cat from where I'm sitting. That's about it. I'm bad at these. I needed more time than we have left.
Were you the kid who, when you had to draw a turkey hand in elementary school, you made it into a fucking Frankenstein or something?
No?
Okay. Just want to make
Were
sure
you?
because I was.
I didn't know.
So,
I didn't know kids did that.
Yeah, absolutely. When you do the hand turkey, one of the years I did it, I made my hand turkey into the fucking Invisible Man. I drew my hand turkey in a smoking jacket with the bandages around the thumb face and the sunglasses and everything.
You were a good drawer.
Yeah, I mean, it was crude, but it got the point across.
I could, as good of an artist as I am, I could barely get the hand turkey out.
Yeah, you fucking knew it was turkey clawed reins under all those dressings. So, anyway,
Niall?
I'm thankful for Video Game Choo Choo.
Aww.
I'm not.
Now stop lying.
I'm not lying.
Aww.
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 Andy, what are you thankful for?
Weed. Thanks for listening, everybody.
All right, Andy, where can they send questions
You
to?
can send questions to videogamechoochoo.tumblr.com/ask, or you can send them to podcast@videogamechoochoo.com. To give a real sincere answer, I am thankful for, I'm going to steal Niall's answer. I am thankful for the website and all of you idiots.
Aw.
I am still thankful for the thing I said before, but I will not say it again, because I've said it too many times and the straight edge cops will arrest me.
Yes, I will arrest you.
Yeah.
And
I'm also thankful for dogs.
All right, thanks, Andy, and thank you, Niall, Ryan, and Andy once again for being on this podcast. Thanks to John for being a sleepy boy. I'm going to bet $5 that he's awake right now.
Probably.
He's not posting on Twitter, so I don't know. Or maybe he was. Whatever.
Oh yeah, he has a new Twitter.
Yeah,
He does
We
have a
should
new.
give that a shout out. So the reason
Yeah.
John
Yeah.
isn't on the podcast this week is because he either needs to be banned from Twitter or the podcast. So
What are the other?
So you can follow this now, but if it disappears, that just means John's on the podcast this week. I believe it's John_Machonsky.
Yes.
Yes.
Thanks to John for being a sleepy boy. He will be back not next week because next week is Thanksgiving. So we're going to all take a break, eat a lot of food, remember the things we're thankful for, like food and dogs and cyborgs with high heels. And then we'll be back the following week. And then Game of the Year starts. And then we all panic.
Christ.
Oh, it's
Yep.
will we be back the following week? I don't think we will, because I think
I
they.
don't know.
Right before Game of the Year. I don't see why not.
But no, but man,
How about this? If you are curious of what we're up to, you can follow us on Twitter at VGChooChoo, and you'll know when we're coming back. This may be the final one for the year. I don't know, but we will have plenty of stuff coming up. We have a bunch of reviews. We have a Mummy Remastered review. Rose did an amazing Nier write-up. So if you've beaten Nier, you don't mind spoilers, you can go read that. That was very popular. John wrote something about Switch things called Zonic. I'm sure that's how that's pronounced.
It's about whether or not everything should actually be ported to the Switch, basically. It's very good.
A bunch of news. I'm sure there's some reviews I missed, not to mention the Video Game Choo Choo podcast, and then Game of the Year. So be sure to go to the site, be sure to go to iTunes, subscribe, rate, go over to YouTube. We're on there.
Get us on your Zune.
Yeah.
Get your Zune out and get out your Windows Phone and your old MacBook.
Your N-Gage.
Your N-Gage.
Virtual
and engage with our content. And we will see you back for another episode of the Video Game Choo Choo podcast. Eventually.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanksgiving was in October.